Sean, do you think is part of that, the defensive problems, especially early, a fact of just, having a young team, like you said, and being on the road, and also Stanford having a veteran team? Did you kind of expect, in other words, that something like this could happen?
For sure. Anytime that you leave home for the first time, fans or no fans, and really just we're in such a unique time period. Stanford has played a very good schedule. They were in the Maui Invitational. They got 3 games away from home, really 5 away from home. And, they're still kind of away from home. But, look, I have great respect for Stanford, this year's team. I thought Zaire Williams played a good game. He shoots the ball. He had 16 points. That really hurt us. When you let him get 16, De Silva is a major problem for all of us. And you hope that you can do a good job on everybody else. But their offense was outstanding. We could not guard them. When we play them again, we're going to have to be more ready with I don't want to say a different approach. We just have to be better on defense in our half court to beat them. Because we're not going to make the way our team is, we're not going to go 11 for 23 from the three-point line. I do think it's a good sign that we are able to play offense like we did tonight. Again, if you take into consideration what I said about 12 for 23 from the line, we really had a very good performance against an excellent team. Now, the other thing Stanford does against every opponent, not just us, is they really draw the charge. And tonight, I don't know how many offensive fouls we had, but I promise you this, that you'll never see an Arizona team draw more charges moving forward than ours. I promise you that. The way it's being called, we have to adjust. I have to adjust. We have to get into position and take the charge on and off the ball. We have to force the action so that, we can get a few of those plays. If it's one-sided and, we have 7 to 10 offensive fouls in a game and we're not doing that to our opponent, it heavily favors the other team. And we have to do a better job of adjusting, drawing the charge, making these hard plays on the ball, and putting us in a position to get an offensive foul. And then I think if it goes back and forth, it evens out. But, even in the 5 games before tonight, it's not been to our advantage. We're addressing it with our team, but I don't know how many offensive fouls we had, but I think we had at least 5 in the second half.
And just any general thoughts that Stanford finally got you this time after all those years? They'd never beaten you until tonight.
The thing is, Bruce, as you know, we've been in so many games like this, and it just bounced our way. We lost, and they beat us. They did a great job. I thought their energy at the beginning of the game, first 8-10 minutes, they were hungry. They came out of the gates. They took us out of our offense. In the first half, it was like we had a hard time running offense. We had errors on our play calls. Our ball didn't move well. It was like, ugh. But if you look at it for the entire game and in the second half, in tonight's game in the second half, we were 17 of 30 from the field, 6 for 8 from 3, and 8 for 12 from the We were 26 in the second half. We were actually better, 18 for 26, 9 for 14 from 3, and 7 for 14 from the line, which I've addressed. But, the first time that I read it that's what they were in the second half. And again, to my point, we really struggled to defend them. To win on the road, for us to win tonight's game, we would have had to be an overall better defensive team. When you have as many young guys, new players as we have, I hate to make even a single excuse, but it's just we're not going to be as far along as we want to be right now. I do think 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, we can improve on some things we really broke down tonight. And that's up to us as a coaching staff, but I thought our guys played a lot of heart, a lot of energy, on the road. When you have an opportunity to win, which we did, strong drive by James. Obviously, they drew a charge on that one, and we ended up losing on really kind of the last play and a half. So, and that's Stanford's credit. They draw the charge as well as any team on our schedule, and we have to adjust. And like I said, in some ways, we have to do a better job defensively ourselves.
Coach, when it comes to James struggling at the line like that, especially after he'd had such a big game, was that maybe something where he got in his own head and once he started to miss, he was overthinking it?
I'm sure. He's a very good free throw shooter. It's just ironic because he just broke the school record, 14 for 14, and tonight he didn't have his night. And in no way am I blaming tonight's game on James. I mean, James is our heart and soul. He's the engine that really makes us go. He had some turnovers, but he also had 9 assists, played the entire game. I thought the last drive, that's what you want. You want a hard drive at the basket with a help defender coming over. And a lot of times, it's just you go the line to win or lose it, But he'll bounce back, no doubt. I'm sure he was in his own head. It's just, you would think of anyone who would have had great confidence from the line tonight, it would have been him based on what he just did in the last game.
Yeah, just was the road trip, I know you guys lost, but was there any hiccups leading in? Just assess overall, like new protocols, players adjusting to a hotel. Just what was your impression of how the guys handled leaving McKale for the first time?
I mean, we handled it excellent. I mean, I can't tell you how proud I am of the group that we have. I mean, if you guys were around us the last 4 months, just to watch them getting up so early in the morning, doing all their schoolwork like they have in a much different situation, following the COVID protocol as best that they can, practicing incredibly hard, strength and conditioning early in the morning, preparing for a game like this one and the ones we've had. We're organized, we're efficient. We have 2 buses. We wear a certain mask. It's not easy on these players. It really isn't. And I just can't say enough good things about what they're doing. And then, as the coach, you have to separate how you feel about all that and then say, okay, how did we actually do in tonight's game? And there are a lot of positives. I probably should bring up Jamal Baker. I mean, Jamal was 9 for 17 from the field, 8 for 13 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line. He had 29 points and 1 turnover. Offensively, he was a monster. He played a great game. And, he's off to a great start. If you think about the first 6 games he's played, he's already been the Pac-12 Player of the Week once. Tonight in the second half, I thought he was really, really good. And like everybody, there are certain things maybe defensively he could do better. But if it wasn't for his offense, we wouldn't have had a chance to be in the game tonight.
And then in that first half, Stanford got a lot of their points in the paint, and you're trying to mix and match lineups with Brown and Koloko and Tubelis. Just what do you need to see defensively to limit those points?
Well, it's really not just our big guys. It's our team. It's me. It's our staff. I mean, obviously we're working really hard in practice. Feel like we have a good way, a good plan, but we didn't really have an answer throughout the game for a number of things that Stanford did offensively. And I go back to Oscar da Silva. He's such a hard matchup when he's playing the 5. And then when they play him at the 4, he's just a mismatch if you switch. And he's just clever. He's smart. He's experienced. I mean, he was really, really good last year. He's even better this year. I mean, I think his statistics have to be some of the best in the nation. I always go to Ken Palm. I think he's one of the top 10 players in Ken Palm in terms of efficiency. That's all you need to know. He didn't just hurt Arizona. He's hurt every team that he's played. And he was great tonight. I mean, he's a big part of their attack, but I thought they had a great attack against our defense. We needed to do a better job. I do think our zone, the timing of our zone, what we did when we went zone, it energized us. And then, as oftentimes is the case, we gave up back-to-back 3-point shots as well.
Jamal, really until the end of the game, it seemed like you guys would get close and then Stanford would somehow find a way to pull away. What was it about them that allowed them to go on those runs, and what was difficult about today?
I think just defensive lapses. We had a lot throughout the game. Really just defensively. We played well enough offensively to be able to win the game, but defensively, I can't make the mistakes I made. We can't make the mistakes that we made as a team, and now we just have to build from this and learn from it.
And what was it like playing in a different environment? You know, you guys have been playing McKale all this season. What was it like playing away from home?
Definitely different. But it's a challenge that we wanted to accept for sure. Like we said, definitely different. We have a new group, and it was our first time on the road. So, that is what it is. We have to come ready next time we play on the road.
And what did Coach Miller emphasize to you guys after the game?
Defensively, like I said, we can't make the mistakes that we made. And we made a whole lot of mistakes on the defensive end and still put ourselves in a position to win the game at the end. So, this is just something we have to build off of and learn from, and then just practice tomorrow and continue to get better.
Next question, Alec White, Arizona Daily Star.
Jamal, as a veteran player on this team, what do you say to the younger guys on this team and even some of the new transfers that haven't lost a game at Arizona before, and how to handle a loss like this in the Pac-12?
Definitely be upset about it for sure, but like I said, just use it as fuel and just get back to work, continue to get better. We have to continue to develop as a unit and practice and work on our mistakes and just move on. Really, losses happen. There are very few undefeated teams throughout the course of a whole season. So, we just have to build from it and continue to get better and be better next game.
And you had another impressive night, especially from 3-point range. What was working for you in that second half?
Just wanting to win. Simple as that. Just wanting to win. Other than that, I didn't play well enough for us to win for sure. That doesn't really matter at this point because we didn't get the win. So we just have to, like I said, learn from this and continue to get better and then and win the next one.
Next question, Ryan Kellepier, AZ Desert Swarm.
What were some of the challenges that Stanford's defense presented in the first half? And then what kind of adjustments did you guys make to really get going there in the second half?
They just played harder than us. They came out and just had a lot more energy, a lot more fight. And that's really what it boiled down to. They're more physical. And we weren't ready for that early on. And like I said, just build from it. This won't happen again. We can't let it happen again. And we just have to be ready to fight next time we get on the court.
I had me unmuted before. Sorry, Jamal. You were hot. You've been hot at home too. Did the shooting backdrop or anything take a while to get used to for you or the rest of the guys? Because you guys shot so much better yourself, especially in the second half.
That didn't have anything to do with it. We just, like I said, we just wanted to win. We played a terrible first half, and coach got in us at halftime and just talked about defense, talked about moving the ball and things like that, and we just came out and wanted to play hard, wanted to play with energy, and wanted to win. So I think that's the reason why we played better. And but it wasn't enough to win.
Did you, of all the things you guys were doing better in the second half, did you foresee getting as hot as you were though, shooting at least? Or was that something that just happened?
Like I said, I just wanted to win. It wasn't necessarily like I felt like I was hot or anything like that. Throughout the course of the game, I just wanted to win. So in order for us to win, I wanted to be able to hit shots to put ourselves in a position to win. But it didn't work out that way.
Next question, David Kelly, KVOA.
Hey, Jamal, you guys were playing a lot of zone defense there late in the ball game. How much have you guys worked with that? That's really not something that Coach Miller does a lot. And what was the reason that he made the decision to go to that?
We weren't defending well enough in man. They were pretty much getting whatever they wanted on offense. So we went to the zone. We work on the zone in practice quite often, actually. We don't use it much in the game, but for situations like that when we need to, that's why we work on it. But really just not defending well enough, and we have to get back to practice and work on the things that we were weak in, work on the parts of the games that we were weak in, and just get better and build. Do you guys see it as a surprise when he goes to that?
considering it's not kind of a staple of his?
I don't see it as a surprise really, because it's something that we work on. If it was something that we didn't work on, then definitely it would be surprising. But it was what it was. It was something that we had to do. It actually gave us a little energy. Ira got some big steals out of the zone and got in transition. We got a layup. So we put ourselves in a position to win, but we didn't do the things that we had to do to win the game.
Final question for Jamal. We'll go back to Alec White.
Yeah, can you just walk me through the final play there on the inbounds and with James driving? What was the design on that play? Was the play call drawn up for James to try to take it to the basket there?
Yeah, it was designed for James to get downhill and make a play. And we know what happened. They called a charge or whatever, but things like that happen. We just have to get ready for next game. This game is over, so it is what it is.